How do you tell a story without knowing the ending? At Hale Kipa, we see our work with youth in the context of a whole life. We walk with them for just a small part of the journey. Soon they'll meet the challenges that all young adults face, and they'll take responsibility for writing their own biographies. It is our job to get them going in a good direction, because even when they've left the protection of our programs, they'll still be a part of our community.
I never saw my parents doing drugs. Actually, I didn't see my parents very much. They weren't home a lot in the evening. I had to watch my little brother. When the police came, I wasn't surprised. I was just tired. I wanted somebody else to cook dinner. Hale Kipa found a home where Billy and I could be together. It was weird. This family did all kinds of things together. My mom is out of treatment now. Someday, I hope we can live with her. I think my dad is on the mainland. California, maybe. I want to go back to school. My caseworker at Hale Kipa told me about some scholarships that I could apply for. I'm going to do it.
Hale Kipa works with youth that most other people want nothing to do with. Our favorite kids are those that have behavioral challenges and emotional difficulties and are often inappropriate and insubordinate. We believe in kids, we believe in families, and we communicate that very effectively. We are champions of them and the process they're going through. We're not an answer. We're not the solution to the issues that confront them in their lives, but we're an opportunity, a place where they can learn skills and develop perspective and see themselves differently.
We have them for a few years sometimes, sometimes just for a few weeks. The important thing for us to remember is that they had a life before us, before they came to Hale Kipa, and they will have a life after us. We have them just for a short period of time, and so during that time, all we can do is to give them the tools that they need, that we think they might need to create a better life for themselves once they're out on their own or when they're reunited with their family.
First time I was busted, well, not busted really, I was 13 at the time. I was hanging out with some friends. Someone had some pot. I was even one getting high. My auntie's all shocked that some policemen bringing me home. I mean, it's not like I wasn't smoking before I was sent to live with them. After that, it seemed like I just kept getting in trouble. Everything we did ended up with someone being caught by the cops or messed up in a fight or robbed. It sucked. The thing is, no one told me that there's any other way to be.
The problem is, by the time these kids get into the system, there are a lot of bad habits to undo and a lot of really sad stories they've been told about themselves they have to unlearn. That's why we put so much emphasis on getting to at-risk youth early. Every time a youth that is redirected enough to avoid the judicial system, to avoid drugs and alcohol abuse, homelessness to hopelessness, our investment in these kids pays off 1,000-fold, economically and emotionally, and our community wins.
The way we do that is by always trying to reach youth at the earliest possible juncture. If we can positively affect youth with our early intervention programs, we may be able to save everyone a lot of grief and heartache later on. Our programs overlap in many ways, and that's just the point. When we begin to see the organization in terms of the youth's particular situation, we can bring the right services to the youth, no matter what program area they traditionally fall into. We provide therapeutic and clinical services, life skills, transition programs, social skills, and outreach. We fulfill the needs of youth with social and mental health issues, and purely physical needs like shelter.
What we've found is that certain methods work better than others, that treating the symptoms of a problem is less effective in the end than treating the cause, that a changing world demands evolving solutions, that the positive stories our youth tell after they leave us is the true measure of our success.
Did you ever, look around and just be amazed at what you're doing? I look at simple things like a phone, or that grocery list on my fridge, and I think, I'm really doing it. I'm paying the phone bill, I'm buying food for me and my son, and I'm even going to college. The people from Hale Kipa, they didn't do these things for me. They didn't choose my major or lend me money for tuition, but what they did do was they convinced me that I could do these things, that I could be somebody if I really wanted to be. And you see, I never knew that.
It would be wonderful if Human Services came with a warranty or guarantee, but life isn't really like that. Our field uses best practices. We're very conscientious about applying scientific principles to the work we do. But in the end, everything goes into this black box, which is what is the reality of what life is like for the youth and families that we serve. We can provide the opportunity to learn new skills and provide the opportunity to hear about the strengths that we believe youth have, because too often youth have been told they are their behaviors. The things that they do are who they are as people, and we all know that's not true.
We've done it for thousands of youth over the past 38 years. During that time, we've also learned a lot about ourselves and what we can realistically accomplish. We've added and adjusted programs to meet specific needs and issues. The community has responded by entrusting to us a larger share of this population. But as Hale Kipa has grown, so has the number of youth that need our help.
I think the work we do is vital to our society. In a lot of ways, it spells a difference between the kinds of people that will join our communities. And we are working with youth and families who may have had a tough time of it. The question really is whether or not they're going to remain in a tough spot, or are they going to respect themselves and their potential and become contributing members of our society? We're answering that question every day.
How do you tell a story without knowing the ending? Our stories are open-ended. Our youths are works in progress. Together with our community, Hale Kipa is just now writing the next chapter.